Afternoon, Adam. As you approach the midway point here, what stood out most about your group during the first half of this NHL season?
Oh, I think we like the makeup of our team and kind of the direction we're heading. Obviously, there's still room for improvement in lots of areas of our game, but I think that it's been a real solid first half for us and something that we're going to want to build on heading into the second half for sure.
Next to Jeff Hamilton from the Winnipeg Free Press. Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, Adam, you played the same team 3 times in a row, a few times this year. I'm just wondering if there's anything that you found unique, whether it was the preparation or the style of game, uniqueness of that third game after playing the same team twice in a row.
Well, I think the preparation in the video, it starts to look a little similar, and that's always nice. You kind of know the style and you can know what to expect from the other team. They're going to make minor adjustments from game to game, but for the most part, I think it allows the prep to, be a little shorter. It cuts down on some of the video time in that sense. And now it's about going out and executing. So, in these third games, they are unique. It's so hard to win these series and, get on a roll. And it's so important that you find ways to be able to do that. And, that's our focus tonight is, being able to kind of close out this series and take 2 out of 3 against a very good Leafs team. And, it'd be a pretty successful road trip overall.
We'll go next to Scott Billick from the Winnipeg Sun. Go ahead, Scott.
Hey, Adam, you've had Tyler Myers on your team. You now have Logan Stanley. You would have played against Tyler Myers. You would have played against Zdeno Chara. What's different about playing against defensemen, going up against defensemen that are 6'7", 6'8", 6'9"? What makes hockey more difficult to play when guys are, that tall or that wide, whatever it might be?
Well, I think some of it has to do with their length, and you feel like you're by them, and then all of a sudden, the wingspan and the reach gets back, and they're able to get a stick on it and disrupt it, or you might feel like you're feeding them to the puck and you're going to get first touch, and before you know it, they're just poking it past you, making those little pop plays. So it's one of those things where it's unique in that they're able to get to pucks when it doesn't look like they're going to be able to be first there. And usually with the guys with that size, they got a lot of weight behind them battling in front of the net, and in those kind of individual board battles, it's tough to lean on guys that are 240, 235, and Chara 50. It's tough to lean on them, kind of impose your will. You got to find different ways to kind of get inside them and, get under their stick. So, I think when you kind of look at Stan, he's still learning, how to use his size at the NHL level. And, I think once he does that, you're going to see him kind of take that next step. And, more often than not, he's going to come out of the corner with the puck.
We'll go next to Kelly Moore from CJOB. Go ahead, Kelly.
Hey, Adam, you're a big, strong, powerful man, as Paul Maurice likes to describe you, and you're always up there in the hits column at the end of a game. So how impressive is it then when a guy like Neil Pionk, who I don't think would be described as big and powerful, but winds up with 9 hits, and is that impressive for a guy who A, plays as much as he does, and B, with the kind of skill level that he does?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that kind of gets overlooked with his game is kind of the physicality. You look back to, a game in Edmonton this year, he has a big collision with McDavid, and, him and Forbes kind of were tasked all night going up against that line or Leon's line. And, he battles so hard. He's not the biggest guy, but, he competes. He's hard on pucks, and he's willing to stand up and kind of use his body at our blue line. And, I think you see that, and, chances are he's not tiptoeing into battles. He's kind of going in there full bore. So, it's a little surprising. I think 9's a big number. You're not going to expect to see that too often, out of anybody. But, to see a guy like that, he's playing almost 30 minutes right now. He's got heavy minutes. He's, contributing so well on the offensive end, and he's playing against other teams' top lines. So, to add that physical element, and it's another aspect of his game that's coming into form, and I think he's doing a real good job.
Go next to Murat Atesh from The Athletic. Go ahead, Murat.
Thanks, Gregor. Hi, Adam. I'm not sure how much John Tavares you get to watch in a typical season, but you've seen a lot of him in a couple straight games now. I'm wondering what you might know about him now that you didn't when it started, and if that helps you heading into tonight.
I think I've seen enough of him kind of over his career and the body of work that he does have, that you kind of can appreciate the little intricacies of his game. He's might not be the most fluid skater, he might not be the fastest guy out there, but he always seems to be able to create these odd man rushes. He always seems to be able to put his line mates in real good areas to score, and his puck skills are second to none. So it's one of those things where you kind of get the appreciation for it when you play against them so often. But I think he's been such a good player in this league for so long that it's one of those things that I think going into the series, you obviously hear so much about Matthews and Marner, and rightfully so. But he's one of those guys that over the course of his career has always been the best or second best player on his team. So it's tough to overlook a guy like that.
And final question to Ken Weeb from Sportsnet. Go ahead, Ken.
Adam, what's impressed you most about Mason Appleton's development and his ability to add that offensive component to his hard-working game?
Yeah, well, I think going back to his American League career, you saw kind of the style of player he was and the capabilities that he had. Now it's kind of about developing your role and kind of finding your niche in the NHL, and then expanding on that and growing your game. And I think it's one of those things where now he's got the confidence and a little bit of the trust from Paul that he's able to create some more plays, and he's so effective with his speed that he gets a step on the D-man wide, he scores a couple goals driving to the net and going wide, and he creates a lot of space and backs defenders off for us. So he's really kind of taken that step this year, and we look forward to seeing that continue.